All right, back now to Border Czar Tom Homan's announcement in Minnesota. The Trump administration has already located more than 129,000 unaccompanied illegal children and just added over 3,000 more from Minnesota.
ICE here in this state have located 3,364 missing unaccompanied alien children. Children that the last administration lost and weren't even looking for.
Under the last administration, 300,000 accompanied minors who entered the U.S. illegally were unaccounted for. Back then, immigration policy allowed for unaccompanied illegal children to be released to sponsors living in the U.S. who were many times unvetted and even here illegally themselves. A Department of Homeland Security report in March of 2025 said that many of these children failed to appear in court hearings and could no longer be tracked by ICE, making them at higher risk for trafficking, exploitation, forced labor, and much worse. One such child was recently saved by federal agents before she ended up in a home with a registered sex offender. Here to tell us more about this harrowing story is Daily Wire immigration reporter Jenny Tarrett. Jenny, this is something that you covered. I covered this during the Biden administration. Hundreds of thousands of children trafficked into the country and then just left and lost inside with sponsors who not only were unvetted, but many of them who had criminal records. You have this amazing story out of a young girl, I believe, who was prevented from going to a home of a registered sex offender. He specifically paid to have her brought to him in the U.S. from a different country. Tell us about your reporting.
Right. Well, thanks to the stricter vetting that's been implemented under the Biden administration, a registered sex offender was caught before this child, this migrant child from Honduras, ended up in his clutches. I mean, he was paying for her journey with her mother to come to the United States from Honduras to cross the border. He paid $5,000 to their smugglers. They got separated before they made it to the border. So that child ended up crossing alone. Border agents luckily encountered her. And thankfully, again, there's stricter vetting now under the Trump administration. Things you wouldn't believe that weren't happening under the Biden administration, like DNA testing, like background checks, like home visits. Those things are happening now. So they were able to catch this registered sex offender who could have had this migrant child, and, who knows what he would have done to her. It's horrific to think about.
So where is he now? Has he been detained?
Right. So now he's being federally prosecuted for this. This is something that he's being charged with, and he was detained over it. This is something that the Trump administration is taking very seriously. One, they're trying to hunt down those 320,000 children who went unaccounted for, but they're also saying those children who are crossing the border, the cartels had a pipeline before to put these children into exploitative conditions, into meat factories where they were getting injured and working long hours. They were ending up in sex trafficking rings in places like Houston, Texas, where I live, in the cantinas. They were being abused at many levels because the cartels knew exactly what would happen when they crossed the border. They could come across, they would have a piece of paper taped to them with a phone number, an address. They would tell the agents they were going there. Those agents felt sick to their stomachs knowing that they were releasing these kids probably to traffickers or people who were going to abuse them. And then the Department of Health and Human Services was tasked with vetting those children. There were whistleblowers that came forward under the Biden administration and said, we are knowingly sending these kids to gang members, to traffickers, to criminals, and we're raising the alarm bells about it. And those people were punished, and they were threatened to be silenced over it. They were brave to come forward, and we learned a lot about that.
Yeah, we know a year and a half ago, the cartels were making more money trafficking people than they were on drugs. And there were a lot of parents who said they were parents who weren't. They were traffickers who were taking children to sell them into these exploitive situations, whether it was sex trafficking or, as you mentioned, working as slaves, essentially, in a lot of these factories. Just horrific, but really glad that things are changing, and your reporting is excellent. I encourage everyone to go read your story about this. Thanks, Jenny. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.